Hello, and welcome to the balance segment of the AVLI Reset course. My name is Alyssa Tormala. I am the Vice Principal of Professional Development and Innovation at Jesuit High School in Portland, Oregon. And I am in charge of this particular track of the Reset program. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but this is an area that has been of a great personal interest for me for quite some time. And my hope is that I can help guide you on a path that will help you find greater balance and peace in your life, whatever that may look like for you. A little bit about me. I am someone who is passionate about teaching and learning, the art and craft of teaching and learning. And I've spent most of my career in education really focusing on what that looks like. But I wasn't always an educator. I started off as a practicing attorney and spent that 6.5 years of my life practicing as an attorney. And then when my daughter was born, I had to come to a crossroads in my life and think about what I really wanted. That was the point at which I changed course and joined education as a young mom, not knowing anything about what I was doing. And it was certainly a huge challenge to the concept of balance in my life that I was parenting for the first time. I had changed careers and I was going back to school to try to figure out what this whole teaching thing looked like. As you might imagine, I made lots of mistakes along the way about where my priorities were, and I had to reset that over time. So my hope is that the experience I've had over the past 12 years, 15 years, learning what balance looks like in my life can assist you in the same process. This particular track of the course, as you can see, is not really about going deeply into research. I'm not going to ask you to do a lot of papers or anything along those lines. Really, this is intended to be an opportunity for you to explore what balance means for you particularly. There is no magic wand for what balance means. It will look differently for each of you as it does for me. But the goal of this track is to give you some tools along the way, some opportunities to pause and reflect, some opportunities to talk with people in your life who matter a lot to you and whose opinions can help you look at things objectively. And hopefully by the end of the next few months, you will have both found some ways to rebalance and reposition yourself in your life, set some boundaries, learn what that looks like for you to help you feel a greater sense of well-being, but also have the tools and skills to be able to continue that process going forward, because certainly it is a bit of a never-ending process. We are all having to refine balance each day. So just a quick overview of what we will be exploring over the next few months if you join this track. There's a roadmap right here that you can look at that will give you the larger sense of things. We'll get started with the first segment, which is Reflect. And this will engage us in a little bit of cohort work. We will meet together as a cohort right at the beginning, talk about where we are and where we want to go, try to start things off in a really positive direction. Then you will do a little bit of learning on your own. Much of this is self-paced, by the way. And then we will connect again together as a group and then also engage in some coaching sessions one-on-one with me. Now, again, like I said, I'm not an expert, but my hope is that I will be able to help you ask some good questions, look for some resources, perhaps offer a sounding board for you as you are engaging in this process. Then as you move forward, we will go into the second stage of the process, which is called Refine. And again, this will really focus again on not only who we are, but how we interact with others. So we'll talk about conflict. We'll talk about how we engage in the professional workplace. We'll talk about our own journeys. And again, we will end this segment with some group meetings and some individual meetings. And then the final segment is called Reset. Again, we'll do a little bit of learning in a self-paced way, and you will do some real deep thinking and reflection on what balance looks like for you. And then you'll do some goal setting so that from here on forward, you will have some ideas about where you want to go. And again, we'll end with a cohort meeting and some coaching meetings to get you set up to move forward in the next direction. Hopefully that gives you a good overview of the next few months. It is certainly something that will take a little bit of time and energy, but it is not intended to be extra work on top of your plate. I know you're all very busy people with lots of things going on in your lives. And the whole point of this balance track is to figure out how to juggle the things that you need to juggle and perhaps remove some things from your plate that you don't need to have there. And only you can make those decisions. My hope is that I will be an assistant and a guide and perhaps a coach along the way. That's something I love to do. I have been engaged in that kind of work for quite some time in my professional work. And I've also been engaging with AVLI and in a number of other ways, working with schools on professional development, both inside my school and outside my school. So this is something I love. I love working with adults. I hope that this will give you an opportunity to move forward in your lives in a really positive direction. And I look forward to working with you, whoever of you choose to engage in the balance path. So with that, please let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.